Today on Getting Real with the Housewives, Bethany Frankel gives more details on her Florida move as Luann de Lesseps reacts.
Bethany's moving to Florida. Do you have any reaction to that?
Like everybody else.
Plus, Erika Jayne is playing matchmaker for Dorit as the Miami teaser is finally here. And Lisa Rinna reveals how much it would actually take for her to return to Beverly Hills as Harry Hamlin talks to us about her exit.
You know, we were always a little circumspect about her doing it in the beginning. I was for sure.
We've got that plus so much more on today's Getting Real with the Housewives. Hey everyone, and welcome to Getting Real with the Housewives. Big news to get to, starting with Bethany Frankel. Now, she has specific reasons for relocating down south to Florida with her 14-year-old daughter, Bryn. She recently said on TikTok, within 5 weeks, we had sold and bought a home in both places. We'll keep this apartment, but I sold my home and bought a house in Florida. Now, according to Bethany, her previous home base was drowning her due to its sheer size. She said that she bought the home thinking it would be a big family home in the future. Now, the New York residence featured a WeWork space, an entertainment barn, an extra apartment, and even more amenities. Sounds like a hotel or a resort. She said the house was drowning me because it had an apple orchard. It was a historical house. It had all this property, and it was beautiful and amazing for a big family with kids and grandparents. It just ended up being a place that I spent a lot of time alone in because I didn't really know many people in that community. It was lonely. She had also thought of holding off on her move until Bryn went to college, but she had a change of heart. She said the situation was drowning me and something else was distracting her, and neither of us would say it out loud because this is just what it was. The moment it became about her, I was able to be honest with myself about how I felt, and it freed both of us. I think I'll be lighter and brighter and happier in the coming months. She further revealed that the last few years had been a lot, from dealing with her divorce from Jason Hoppy, grieving the death of her mother, and calling off her engagement to Paul Pernin. Hey, good for her. I'm glad that she is, picking up, making that move. And if she and Bryn were no longer happy in their space and it was drowning her, then good for her for deciding that now was the right time. She's moving to Florida. She's keeping her place in New York. But so hopefully they both have a lot of happiness in this new chapter. Well, we recently caught up with the one and only Luann de Lesseps, who commented on Bethany leaving, but also we talked a lot about the future of RHONY. Take a look.
A lot of time has passed since RHONY. Do you miss it now, or do you have all these other wonderful things that have been happening in your life? The cabaret, so many
I
things.
just feel it's so hard to reproduce something like RHONY when we did it, and I loved it. We did, we had a lot of fun. There was so much debauchery.
Yeah, there was.
It's so many fabulous trips,
yes.
right? So it's hard to recreate that, and I do miss the girls. Sure, I would like for us to go on an Ultimate Girls Trip everywhere.
God, I would
they should
love
set the RHONY OGs everywhere.
Everywhere.
Like Below Deck. Let's go the OGs on Below Deck. So I feel like that's something I would like to do, but go back to, filming The Housewives again, that's another maybe.
Sure. Any ever discussions about it?
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah. Maybe amongst the ladies?
Well, we talk, but we've got other ideas of things to do, like doing these girls trips, which are so much fun.
So much fun.
And less demanding on, our schedules, because, I'm touring, working on other projects, working on new music.
Sure, yeah.
All the time. So, you got to come see my Christmas show.
Oh my God, yes.
Which features, son, you got run over by a reindeer.
I love it so much.
I have so much fun with the cabaret because it's, I get to be really creative, and nobody's really knows my cabaret from watching the show because it's always the drama that happens in my show. Giovanni. It's never really see my show, right? So when people come to my show, they're like, wow, this is amazing, and because I work really hard on cabaret. I've been doing the show since 2018 now. So
incredible! Congratulations,
right?
That is
Thank
so
you.
wonderful,
Yeah.
And I love that I've seen you and Dorit out and about together a little bit. I love that the friendship that you still all have with one another. I think that's so special.
We're all still friends.
We're all still friends.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're keeping up with some RHONY headlines, but I know Bethany's moving to Florida. Do you have any reaction to that?
Like everybody else.
Like everybody else. Everybody's packing their bags and moving to Florida.
Right? They're the snowbirds.
Snowbirds, exactly. I don't know if
But it's a little early. I mean, it's just getting spring. So
right, yeah.
Oh, I love me some Luann. And if you haven't watched Love Hotel yet, what are you doing? It's so good. It's going to be fun to see if any of these women actually find love, but it's a really fun show, so make sure you check it out. All right, well, moving on to Erika Jayne. She is suggesting an unlikely legendary rocker setup between John Mellencamp and her newly single Real Housewives of Beverly Hills co-star Dorit Kemsley. Erika was on Two Teas in a Pod with Teddy, and she said John should get with Dorit. That's what should happen. Well, Teddy seemingly gasped in shock at the mere suggestion that her father might date her former castmate, though she admitted the pair could actually be a solid match. She joked they could talk each other's ears off. Well, we know Dorit can hold a conversation. And she said the subject came up when Teddy showed Erika Yolanda Hadid's I Love You music video, which prominently featured a private plane. Erika mentioned that Teddy's father, who of course is John Mellencamp, must have a private plane of his own. Teddy said he rarely lets me ride on his plane, and when he does, it's filled with cigarette smoke. Erika then pointed out that John and Dorit both smoke, with Teddy confirming that the two even smoke the same brand of cigarettes. See, they already have so much in common. They said they could smoke American Spirit cigarettes, fly around in the private plane, talk each other's ears off. What a vision. Teddy admitted that the first potential snag was that her father's private plane might not be big enough because Dorit is notoriously picky about her air travel options. Erika was undeterred, telling Teddy, that's what we need to do. We need to get your father and Dorit together. This might be a good idea. Well, there is one caveat. Or a couple caveats. Dorit would have to give up drinking since actually John has never drank anything. And the potential holdup is the fact that John actually has been dating his current girlfriend, who is filmmaker Kristen Kjærberg, since 2023. So not sure that this would work right now, but maybe something in the future. And Teddy and Dorit can actually be family. Something tells me this probably won't happen, but hey, we can all dream. All right, well, if you want Lisa Rinna to come back to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, you're going to have to pay up and a lot of money. Lisa said on her recent podcast, I mean, if a billionaire sugar daddy came along and said, you have to do Housewives and I will pay you $25 million, I would say, okay, fine, sure. When her co-host and husband, Harry Hamlin, asked if it was really all about the money, Lisa said it plays a big role. She said a lot of times, but it would have to be so much money. Well, we recently spoke with Harry about how leaving the show was actually the best decision they ever made. Take a look.
Do you ever do a full-on reality show again?
No comment.
No comment.
You never know.
You never know. I did speak to Lisa a couple months ago, and I did ask the same thing. She's like, maybe something would be in the works with just the family. Would that be something that you consider?
You never know.
You never know.
Like
Lips
that.
are sealed, yes. But have you noticed that ever since Lisa left, the other reality show, that she felt a lot lighter after that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, best decision we ever made was for her to bow out after 8 seasons, and she made that decision, not I. But she's been, it's a breath of fresh air at this moment. We were always a little circumspect about her doing it in the beginning. I was for sure, but as a branding opportunity, it turned out to be great for her. I think it thickened her skin a lot too. So. It's a very difficult show to get through emotionally.
Sure.
Yeah. But she did it.
Put you through the ringer.
We're still standing.
And you're still standing.
Yeah, something tells me that the Housewives is no longer in Lisa and Harry's future, but something tells me that they have something cooking, maybe with just their family, but we'll have to stay tuned to find out. All right, well, this is very exciting. On April 30th, Bravo released the super tease for the season 7 of The Real Housewives of Miami. In the drama-filled trailer, Alexia is navigating a challenging year after her husband Todd filed for divorce. As for Larsa, she's shining a light at what led to her sudden breakup with Marcus Jordan. And when it comes to friendships, things also appear to be changing within the group as Julia and Gertie go from BFFs to possible enemies. In the season 7 trailer, however, we do see Dr. Nicole. She appears to make a few appearances, make it a few waves with the newest housewife, Stephanie. As we know, Dr. Nicole took a step back after she had her baby, so it's nice to see her. Bravo announced that season 7 will premiere with a supersized episode on June 11th at 9 p.m. and new episodes will be available to stream the following day on Peacock. I'm so excited about this because so much has been going on in Miami We had Alexia's divorce. Like we said, Dr. Nicole, Larsa with her big split from Marcus. She's dating somebody new. So there's definitely a lot to catch up on with these ladies. So only a month to go until we get some answers. All right, well, that is it for this week's episode of Getting Real with the Housewives. Keep commenting, keep subscribing, and I'll see you next week.